Alongside Steelheads forward Ryan Dmowski, well, Demo, another successful weekend for you guys, a sweep over the Maine Mariners, and want to get into that a little bit here tonight, as well as a little background of your hockey career. But let's start first. You guys are pretty impressive, not only on home ice this year, but you look at three-game series now collectively. You guys are 18-0 when welcoming a team into the Idaho Central Arena. Just tell me a little bit about last week's series against Maine.
Those are pretty good numbers to start off with. But yeah, it was great getting Beiser back, and the boys all bought in. And we play really hard at home. We play for our fans. They're our favorite. We love playing in front of them. And the crowds were amazing all weekend long. So it really makes it easy to play at home when you have a great fan base like that, and all the boys are buying in, and everyone's playing really solid hockey. So yeah, it's just a recipe for success.
Maine came into as one of the top teams, not only in the league, but also in the Eastern Conference, and you guys kind of not necessarily took it to them, but they were very close games, and you guys were able to prevail in all three.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the best road team before that weekend, and we made it a point to not let them get any points in our building, and we took care of business, which was very important. So yeah, they were a tough team to play against. So far, the best team we played so far, and yeah, we just took it to them.
Talk about that. Obviously, I heard a lot of rumors too, or not rumors, I should say, but a lot of you guys talking that you thought Maine was the best team that you guys have played this year. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought so, by far. All around, goaltending was unbelievable for them. Broussard and the other goalie there, what was his name?
DiPietro.
Yeah.
No relation to Rick.
Nope. They played solid. Made really big saves for them when they needed it, and yeah, they had a really good decor too, I thought, and just a different type of team we haven't seen yet. So it was a challenge, but we definitely gave them a run. So it was good.
Obviously, Wednesday night and Friday victories, pretty close games. Want to look at Saturday night specifically here. That third period was crazy. I think for fans, Saturday night was the most entertaining game this year, no doubt about it. And obviously, when Justin Ducharme scored that power play goal with about 15 seconds left, I thought the roof was going to blow off.
Our bench went ballistic. Guys were jumping, hitting each other in the head. It was crazy. It was bananas.
Yeah.
It was great. The energy was unbelievable in the building. Our coaches were going nuts. It was fantastic. It was a big win. We needed that, and it was a really good way to seal off a really good weekend.
I saw a video of Everett and Keenan going in for a hug. I thought maybe we were going to see a kiss as well.
You might. No, it's just they love each other. They love the boys, and it's just everyone right now is having a really fun time, and it's translating in how we play. So. And
for you too, a little bit of not a homecoming, I would say, but seeing a familiar team. You began your ECHL career playing with Maine, and want to start off first here. Their head coach was a former teammate of yours.
That's right, Wally.
Yeah,
he was great guy. I haven't really gotten to be with him as a coach, so I haven't seen that side, but I'm sure he's great. All the guys say they love him, but he was really a good teammate, and I'm sure he's an even better coach. Yeah. So really good guy, though.
You played for Maine, obviously, for a little bit, a couple of years ago. You know, tell me about it. What's it like? It's probably not the first time you've played against a former club, but what was it like this past weekend playing against Maine?
It was fun. It was definitely different. They don't have the same play style from when I played there. They possess the puck a lot more than a lot of teams do. They are not as physical as the Mountain Division, but where they make up for that is in their skill. So it was definitely fun seeing some familiar faces. I went to college with Stephenson, so that was cool. Master is on that team as well, but he wasn't there on the road trip. So it would have been nice to see him too. But played with Brasser. I played with a bunch of those guys. So yeah, it was just a really cool experience to play with some guys that I haven't seen in a while.
Right. So. Well, I want to get into your college career a little later on here. We'll talk about your connection with A.J. White. But obviously Saturday night, getting Ty Pelton Bice back into the lineup. Everyone was excited, but I know you were especially excited for it.
Yeah, I have a good connection with that guy. And then when he potted his first goal right away, it was really special for everyone. I'm sure it was even more special for him. But coming back, I'm really excited to have him back in the lineup, and excited to play with him again and get that chemistry back, because he's part of the reason I had such a good first start to my season this year. So, and Keller as well. We all gel, all three of us together. It's really fun and special when you can find two guys that you play with like that. It just makes all the difference.
You mentioned the bench being electric after Ducharme scored. what was the bench like when Beiser scored there?
Oh, man, everybody was tapping gloves, tapping heads, just jumping like crazy.
Yeah.
I was screaming. I didn't really have too much of a voice. I was a little under the weather, but I was trying to scream the best I could. And yeah, everyone was just so happy for him.
It was almost like one of those things that, like, you couldn't script it any better.
No.
I was kind of like, I don't believe it, right? Like, he's going to score right here. But it's one of those things like, yeah, you do believe it because he's just that good.
It's the NFL. It was scripted.
It was scripted, like the NFL.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, let's go back. I want to rewind the tape here. Obviously, coming to Boise last year, you got traded from the South Carolina Stingrays in March, and a place you didn't really know much about. Tell me about your first impressions and when you found out you were getting traded here to the Steelheads.
Yeah, so I think it was, I could be wrong. I think it was a Wednesday night. We had a game. I was actually about to shower. I got a phone call from my coach, and he goes, yep, you're not going to be playing tonight. You're getting traded. I was like, oh, where to? He goes, Boise. I was like, oh, okay, great. So I already had a connection with Sheener because he was trying to get me to play here in the summer. And I went with South Carolina because I knew the coach personally. He was my college scheduler. What do they call it?
Guidance counselor?
No, he did the management.
Oh, hockey ops.
Hockey ops guy. Yeah. That's right. Sorry, Blair.
I was like, was he a teacher?
No, it was Ryan Blair. He was our hockey ops guy. And I had a really good connection with him. He's a great guy. So we went there, played there, and then got the call. I was traded, came here, and I've heard nothing but good things about Boise.
Right.
Nothing but good things. So I had a really good open mindset coming here. It was a day before my birthday.
Okay.
And yeah, it was crazy. I flew in. I had a game the next day. Jumped right in. Felt like I was just a part of the team. We lost that night, but then the next night was the special night. It was a good night for me and the team. And yeah, I just fell in love with it ever since being traded here.
You mentioned a special night, 5 goals for you. Was that the debut game or the second game?
That was the second game.
Second game. So tell me about that a little bit. I obviously wasn't here to witness it, but not a bad start to your Steelheads career.
No, not at all. It was just one of those games where like everything just went in.
Yeah.
Kind of like it was scripted, like Beiser's.
Right.
Like it was meant to be. I was just in the right spot at the right time for a lot of the plays. Tried to make a pass to a guy backdoor for a tap in. Went off a defender, skate through the 5-hole. It was one of those games where like
everything clicked.
Everything clicked.
Yeah.
You couldn't miss if you tried. It was just a really good experience. It really set the tone for me wanting to play here again.
Right.
And I really, really love playing here.
Right. Well, tell me about that a little bit more. Obviously, you said you went to South Carolina because you had more familiarity down there.
Correct.
But now coming to the Steelheads, was it? I don't know if awkward's the right word at first, but like you mentioned, Sheener was trying to get you in the summer, and from what I've heard and what I've read, he was trying to get you all season.
Yeah. Well, we like when I called him, or when he called me rather, we never got off on bad terms.
Right.
We left each other like, hey, I really appreciate it, but this is why I'm going here.
Understanding.
So he definitely understood why I went where I went, and I think he respected that. And I think that's part of why he kind of wanted to get me again, was because he understood I'm a nice person. I'm not some
Well, I don't know about that. But.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But no, it's just he's a really good coach, a really good person, and I couldn't ask to play for a better place right now, better team.
Absolutely, and the season's going great. Tell me a little bit about the season. You guys obviously are crossing off a lot of milestones, crossing off a lot of goals, and arguably, I would say, I was watching the Bruins game last night, and they were glowing about the plus 94 goal differential about it. I'm thinking about the Steelheads is 100.
Yeah, I actually, funny story really quick. I made a phone call. I trained a kid in the summer. He's a 9-year-old kid. His name's Seth. I called him probably 2 or 3 nights ago, wished him a happy birthday, and he told me that he was watching the Bruins game.
Yeah.
And I said, who's better, Steelheads or the Bruins? And he chucked out the Bruins win percentage and our win percentage, and he was just going full nerd on me.
He was dialed in.
Oh, yeah. But end of the day, 2 of the best records in hockey. You can't really beat it. Just playing all around really good hockey. From start of the season to now, I think we've only been taking steps to getting better and better every day. There's hiccups. Everyone has hiccups. But the good thing is when we do lose, we bounce right back.
Right.
And that's very important on a really good team, is never to lose consecutive games.
Right.
And I don't think we've lost more than 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's only been twice,
2.
and one of them was an overtime game as well.
And so we still got a point out of that, which is important. So very, very impressive.
You mentioned it's kind of been a successful year from the start up until now. I want to rewind a little bit to early December when you guys went out east to take on Worcester, and you guys were the top 2 teams, quote unquote, per se, in the league. And since then, I looked at it this morning. You guys are 27-5, 1-1. since going to the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I would say that trip really set the tone moving forward.
Stole the words right out of my mouth. I was actually going to say that. I think that was the not the key, but
right.
like a very important piece to our season being the way it is, was going in there with the mindset that they were number one in the league at the time. We're going to take the throne. And then it's most teams, when they do that, if they have a good weekend, they'll take a step back after. We just kept going.
Right.
And we kept going and going. And I think that that's a sign of a really strong, good team, is one that can just keep their foot on the throttle and not pull back.
Well, that started a 12-game winning streak. You've been around the game a long time. Have you been on a winning streak that long?
I think I don't want to throw a burger out there, but I think the most I've ever had was about maybe 9 in a row.
Okay, 9 in a row.
But that was, I mean, if maybe that, but that, 12 is insane.
Yeah,
12 is a lot. So
it's a lot of wins.
That was great. It was a great piece of the season to be a part of, obviously, and to have that happen. We obviously were pretty upset when we lost. We didn't take it too greatly, but came back, and we're trying to make it another 12 in a row if we can, and we're pretty close already.
Yeah.
So I think we're 9-0, 1-0, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Getting there.
Numbers, big numbers guy.
Big numbers guy.
Well, the Idaho Steelheads this year have played 26 home games now. 24 have been sold out, including 23 straight. You guys are on a 10-game home winning streak right now, 23-3 home record. You alluded to it earlier here in our conversation about how vital it is playing in front of these fans every night, and how electric this building is. Yeah, we want to make this place as hard to play in as we possibly can. And like I said, the fans do that. Saturday night was the loudest I've ever heard it here. It was incredible. Just being on the ice, you can barely talk to your teammates. So it was really fun. It was a great time. And being number one in the league, we want people to come into this barn and be like, oh, I don't want to play here tonight. Right. That's our mindset and our motto right now, is just to make this place as miserable to play in for any team as possible. Well, I want to take a trip down memory lane. Ryan Dmowski, you grew up in the state of Connecticut. Yep. Tell me how you got introduced to the game of hockey. Oh, boy. Well, when I was younger, my grandfather took me to I think it was an open skate, just at the local rink, Norwich rink, and kind of fell in love with it from there, and he put a stick in my hand. And my uncle played hockey at the time, Chris, so I got to see him play, and I watched him play, and at the same time I was kind of messing around myself, and I actually really didn't like falling. It turned me off from hockey right away. Really? Because you were falling? Because I was falling, getting hurt, just not really doing well. I was literally 2, so I was skating before I could really walk. Walk, run, anything. So after that, I started to get the hang of it, and then scoring goals was what really put me in. Was just going to the net, scoring goals, and having fun. And it's just that feeling, you can't beat it. But I grew up from the age of 2 playing hockey. Well, I want to ask about that before we continue on your progression here. I would say, talking with people around the game, and especially with head coach Everett Sheen, I think one thing that stands out is you're just a pure goal scorer. Is that something you've always been? You mentioned 2 years old. That's kind of what drove you? Yeah. I mean, it's hard to teach certain aspects of the scoring, but some guys have it, and some are, working on it at times. But it definitely is part of my game, and that's a big piece that I strive on, is trying to be a goal scorer. I'm not the greatest passer. I can make plays, but that's why you put a good passer on my line, it's like just Ty Pelt and Bice. Exactly. It evens out. So it's great. It works out really well. 17-15. We've seen that a couple times. Yep, absolutely. Keller puts a puck in the net too. So it's a pretty lethal line. It's fantastic. It's really fun to play with. Well, tell me a little bit about from then. Obviously, you got introduced to the game early on, and just kind of tell me, was there any doubt, or was it always hockey in the back of your mind, or maybe some other sports? Always hockey. Yeah, always hockey. When I was in high school, I'll back up. I did soccer in middle school a bit. Sprained my ankles way too much. They were pretty weak from being in my skates, so I had to cut that out. Got to high school, went to gunnery prep school, and then from there I was playing. I did cross country, lacrosse, and then I did X-term, which is working out. But I was pretty good at lacrosse. I was varsity starter for I played JV my first year. The next year I was varsity. So it was really fun playing lacrosse. It kind of translated. Right. I was on and off the field in 30 seconds. Started as a long stick midi. I would go get the ball, wreck someone, give it to a guy in the offense, and I'd get right off. Yeah, it's like hockey. 30-second shift. Exactly. So it translated really well, and it was really fun to play. But hockey's always been my number one. couple seasons of junior hockey as well, and then you landed at UMass Lowell. Tell us how you became a Riverhawk.
Yeah, I think I committed there in my junior year of high school. But yeah, I had a good year in junior, my senior season. They said that they thought I was ready, so I went in. Kind of wish I did another year or two of junior.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically I was ready, mentally no.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really good time at Lowell. Obviously played with Whitey. He was our captain my freshman year, and he was great. Taught me a lot of stuff growing up that year. So yeah, he was fantastic, and it was really fun playing there.
Mentioned coming full circle, right? Now you're reunited with AJ White. I'm sure when you got traded to Idaho, he was probably one of the first people that reached out.
Yeah, I can't get rid of him, man.
Yeah.
He's my captain again. But no, he's fantastic. He texted me, and he was this summer actually. He was texting me saying, "Hey, we'd really like you to come." And I was like, I know I want to really bad, but I have to go with my gut on this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of regret not coming to Idaho before last season. But it was great just being around him. He's a really good person.
Right.
Even better teammate, even better leader. So no, it's really nice to be around that familiar face again.
Well, you're here now, and that's what counts. We'll wrap it up here in a little bit. I got 5 random questions that I'm going to make up on the fly. I do that with every guy, so I just need to think of them in my head. But want to look ahead to this weekend. Obviously, a 3-3, which is kind of rare, especially not only for the Mountain Division, but especially for the Steelheads, just playing 3 3-3s this season. You're a little familiar with them playing back out on the East Coast, but looking ahead, Kansas City, and it's going to be another tough test heading down to the state of Missouri.
Absolutely. They're a tough team to play against, so it's going to be a good challenge for us, especially 3-3, making sure we're not taking a night off, taking a shift off at that. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a tough one. I think they're fighting for a playoff spot right now, so it's definitely, we want to try and extend our lead even past like 40 points from anybody in our Mountain Division. It's going to be a fun weekend, and I think we're going to have a good one.
I guess personally and from a team perspective, how does that change things, right? You play 3 games and not even 3 nights, 3 days, we could say, right? You guys have to prepare a little bit differently?
Not so much. We kind of really go full speed into it. There might be a little bit of load management by the coaches depending on how the game goes with shifts and time on ice. But other than that, it doesn't really matter too much. We go full speed the whole time, and we try and really just beat whoever we're playing anytime we play them. It doesn't really matter who we're playing. It's always just all out. So.
Right now, the Idaho Steelheads, with 20 games remaining on the regular season schedule, have a 29-point lead on the division. We mentioned earlier, since early December, the Steelheads are 27-5, 1-1. Dmo, I want to ask you about not getting complacent, right? You just talked about it right there. You guys want to keep building on this lead. Just tell me about how you guys have been able to keep it going, right? When you're so far ahead of everyone, how you've been able to stay focused and stay on track.
Yeah, I think, like we were talking about earlier in the interview with the Worcester series, I think that set the tone for not being complacent after that. We really just focus on every night trying to be the best team we can. We know the personnel we got in the room. We know we can be the best team in the league. We are the best team in the league, so we have to come with that mindset every single game and know that we are going to beat whoever we're playing. And it's really fun to come to the rink not having a mindset of, I don't know if we're going to win tonight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just every game you think you're going to win, and you know you have the guys in there to do it, and we all believe in ourselves and each other right now, and it's special. It's a special feeling. It's a special way to come to the rink every day.
We mentioned going down to Kansas City this weekend. I feel like you've checked off most of the teams now in the division in terms of travel. What's your take on heading to Kansas City?
I don't mind Kansas City.
Yeah.
I like it. It's got some good restaurants. They're getting some pretty crazy weather there recently.
Are
like
they?
tornado warnings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 90 to 110 mile an hour winds, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know. I was looking on Twitter. It could be a burger. I don't know. But I don't. Scary.
Is that new Twitter account, Chive? Isn't that like that fake website?
Oh no! There's another one I was looking at that has
that's what you're reading, right?
Yeah, something like that. Oh man, but no, Kansas City's really nice.
Yeah.
We had Register get a Kansas City hat after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bandwagoner.
Yep.
We don't like
time.
that. I'm a Pats fan, so not a fan.
I mean, I guess while I continue on, where have been your favorite places you've been able to travel, whether it's in terms of professionally or college, high school, junior? What's been one of your favorite places you've been able to go?
For hockey?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's on the spot.
Yeah, I know, that's tough. There's a lot of them.
I think, honestly, right out of college when I turned pro, I signed with Hartford.
Yep.
My first game, my first series was in Charlotte. That city is amazing.
Yeah.
My whole family got to go. I had my first point that weekend. The weather just turned like really nice. It was just after I got out of college, so I was like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
So I just, everything right there, just like they got breweries. Oh, it's fantastic. But you can't really beat Idaho either. Boise is amazing.
Right.
Such a good city. So many restaurants. It's clean. The mountains. You got really good rivers. I mean, if Boise had an ocean closer, I would say this is my number one.
Yeah.
But
did you ever play here as the visiting team?
Never. Not once. Okay, no, I actually, South Carolina, I was in Hershey when SoCo came to play.
That's what I thought, I just didn't know the timing of it all.
No, I was gone. I wasn't there for that. But
gotcha.
no, I was trying to think. South Carolina is also a really good spot, obviously. They have the ocean, but they don't have the mountains.
Right,
really,
absolutely. Back with Steelheads forward Ryan Dmowski. Demo, I've got 5 random questions I want to hit you with here. First one I'm going to start out with. I've asked every guy this.
Okay.
You've been given an elephant. You can't return or sell the elephant. What are you going to do with this elephant? You got a dog at home. You're a big pet guy. I know that.
Yeah. You know, you can't sell it.
Nope, can't sell it. Can't return it, can't sell it. Like, this elephant's yours.
Do donations count that I can still own it, but I can give it to little kids to use?
I'm going to say no. I mean, you could give to them, but you're in charge. Like, you're the owner.
Well, you know, I would maybe start a business where I can hire the elephant to, well, not hire the elephant. Jeez.
Hire somebody
That's bad, yes. Hire somebody that knows elephants and trains with them to maybe give rides to kids or to put it in a zoo where it can, you know, have a good life and, you know, the zoo can make money and I make money. I don't know. Maybe a business. I'd start a business.
I can't remember who else, but someone else was like, I'll let kids ride the elephant.
Yeah.
Big giving back.
Exactly. Giving back to the community.
Absolutely. Question number 2 here. We talked earlier about some other sports you've played. Soccer, lacrosse, cross country. If you could be a professional athlete in one other sport other than hockey, what would you choose and why?
Oh, jeez. Well, seeing how much Ronaldo is signing for
that's true.
Soccer. I would try and be a European player.
Big money there.
It's incredible.
It's crazy how much those guys are making, right?
Yeah, I won't ever see that in 100 of my lifetimes.
I don't think everyone, well, I mean, I shouldn't say that, but collectively speaking, a lot of people combined wouldn't.
No, it would solve world hunger, let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Question number 3 here. You get deserted on an island with one player from the Idaho Steelheads. Who would you want to be deserted with and why?
You know, that's a good question. Call me crazy. Honestly, it might be Nick.
Really?
Yeah, Nicky.
Wow. Why is that? Nick Canade.
Canade, sorry. Yeah. You know, he has a really good positive attitude most of the time, and I feel like he's kind of a problem solver. Whenever something happens, he kind of finds a way around it.
I can see that.
So I think he'd be a good fit. Plus, he kind of makes me laugh a lot. So.
Yeah, he'd be he brings the full package.
He brings the mood up.
Yeah. He could solve the problems. And he can make you laugh.
I don't know if he can fish. We'll have to find out. But
well, I'll
do the fishing.
He'd have to learn.
Yeah, he'd have to learn.
Question number 4 here. If you could have a actor play you in a movie, who would you want to play Ryan Dmowski?
Oh, jeez. Chris Pratt. I look like him.
Oh, yeah?
Well, not now with the tooth and the haircut and the shaved face, but with some scruff on my face and a more full set of hair.
Okay.
Guy, I've been told, actually, at an airport with Adam Shield coming here. I got sent down from Texas.
Yeah.
There was an Amy Poehler lookalike. And
was that Adam Shield?
No. Huh?
Was Adam Shield Amy Poehler lookalike? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying. I'm
Hopefully
sorry.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this interview.
I'll send it to
him. He might be a little upset. No, there was a woman in the Denver airport. They were eating dinner next to us. And I looked across. I'm like, oh my God, that looks like Amy Poehler. And he goes, it does. So we started chatting. And she's like, you look like Chris Pratt. You ever get that? I was like,
Was that before or after you told her that she looked like Amy Poehler?
That was after.
Oh, okay.
So it worked out. So then they do the show together.
Okay.
You remember what show that is?
Amy Poehler and Chris Pratt?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
It's
on Netflix.
Is it new?
No.
Oh, old?
There's seasons of it.
I don't know what it is. When you say it, I'm going to know. That's why I'm going to be upset.
I'm blanking on the name now because I'm on the interview.
That's why you're asking me.
I was trying to get you to spark my memory. Darn.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, man. It's the National Park Show where they try and have the National Park. They open it up.
Oh. I can't think of it.
I can't either.
Yeah. We'll look it up after this.
Yeah.
All right,
You can edit that out.
No, I'll keep it in there. I keep everything. I say I'm going to add it, but I keep everything.
Great.
All right, question 5, final one here. What's one meal that you could never give up?
That's a good question. Can I be a little broad with it, or does it have to be
100%.
specific?
Yeah, be broad.
It's either between breakfast or having pasta.
Okay.
Man. No, or tacos. Jeez.
All right, now we're narrowing it down.
Yeah,
you got to pick between one of those.
Right. I'm gonna go with any form of Mexican.
Okay, you're a big Mexican
guy.
food guy, huh?
Yeah.
Big Taco Tuesday guy?
Taco Tuesday every week.
Where do you venture here? Or do you make it?
Homemade.
Oh, okay.
Homemade. I don't make the taco shells. That's crazy. But you know those Doritos, like the tacos, the shells.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool Ranch or nacho cheese?
I can't find the Cool Ranch anymore.
Like
I can't find them in the
shells.
store. Yeah, I can't find the shell. I go nacho cheese.
All right, nacho cheese.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan Dmowski, a confirmed nacho cheese taco shell guy.
Confirmed. I also really like corn tortillas.
Oh yeah,
the soft
not
shells.
the flour.
No, not
corn
flour.
over flour.
Corn over flour.
Jeez, we're just learning everything.
Yeah. Heat it up with a little butter, flip it on the pan, get a nice crisp on it. Oh,
there you go.
Dynamite.
Well, Dmo, I appreciate the time and best of luck here this weekend in Kansas City.
Thank you. Appreciate it.